Welcome back, Global War 1939. We are moving on to the ninth round of the game. Of course, starting us off with the Germans. So let's take a look at some of their actions that they need to take care of this round. It's not going to be as crazy as a round as the previous ones. Few minor things need to happen before moving on. But we do have a number of battles. Again, they're all small. We need to clear out these Russians. And they're using the Russians as blockers, trying to hinder our movement and trying to slow us down as much as possible. But where we are going to go, of course, we're going to take out this territory, and we're going to capture all of Turkey, of course. So those two territories. We are going to go up in Thuran. Definitely that needs to happen. And what else? Well, a few other battles. Baku. We need to take that. It is a $2 territory. It has some oil in it. So that needs to go. And there is a partisan that if we don't attack that partisan, an infantry will pop up. We'll lose the territory and they'll gain $1. So we want to prevent that. What else? And this one territory right here will attack that as well. And one more battle. It's not really a battle, but we're going to do a bombing raid up in Novosibirsk. They don't have any fighters. We just got to worry about the AA gun. Hopefully we can damage it enough that they won't be able to produce anything. Or they'll have to spend their money not on military equipment, but on repairs. That's the idea there. And then what else do we got going on? One more battle. I guess we should attack this convoy box up here due to the Russians. It is providing them $2 that we want to prevent them. Yes, it is in range of a counterattack, so we're not going to go in too heavy. And we do have a damaged battleship that we do need to repair as well. So that will take priority. But it's okay. We're going to move in a sub into that convoy box. So it'll remove the British ability to send in a fighter to clear it out. They'll have to send in at least one war vessel, and then we'll be in range with our own counterattack anyways. So we're doing pretty good. All right, so let's do the Navy first. So we have 3 subs in Sea Zone 15. We're going to move one up to the convoy box. That will remove $2 from the Russians if they don't clear it out. That's the only battle there. Over here in the Middle East, well, in Baku, we're going to go with mech artillery. That's all that we're actually going to send there. For the partisan, way up north, partisan all the way up here, we're going to bring in a mech artillery. So the mech is coming from Ural, the artillery is coming from Moscow, and they'll give us a combat value of 6 versus 2. So hopefully we win that. We'll see. And then here, everything in Istanbul will move over 1 and attack that. We do have 2 heavy bombers we could bring up. I don't think we need it. And then they have the AA gun. Do we want to risk that? Do we want to risk it? Okay, so for down here in Turkey, we're not going to bring in the bombers. We actually don't really need it. But for cars, we have a bunch of tanks down in Transjordan. So we're going to send 4 tanks into cars. Actually, no, sorry. Okay. rethinking about this. Sorry. So we have 4 Mark IVs and 3 medium tanks in Transjordan. 1 tank will move up into cars, blitzing, or not blitzing, but moving through Italian territory to end up in cars. So that will be our territory. We're going to bring in 4 Mark IVs into Iran to go against that 1 lone infantry. So we're obviously going to win that. We may lose a tank though. We'll have to see. And the other 2 tanks that we have left over, we're going to move that in with the rest of the material coming from Istanbul. So this is gone. And then all this will move over, except for obviously the AA gun and the train. That won't be part of the battle. We'll move the AA gun as part of the non-combat phase, but it's not going to conduct in that fight. But this will be more than enough material to win that battle against this. And for over here, what are we going to bring in here? Well, let's bring in 2 infantry and a tank. That should be enough. That'll give us combat value of 10. That should be enough to win that battle. The rest will be non-combat. And now for our bombing raid, we do have 2 bombers in Moscow. We have a range of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 can land back in this territory here, northern Kazakh. And our other 2 bombers are currently in Romania. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They do have an air base, so they have an extra range, and they'll move back in the same territory. So we're gonna have 4 bombers go in there. If they are successful of getting past the AA gun, which I'm hoping, then we'll get a few dice, 4 d6s to inflict damage. The rest of this will be non-combat. All right. I think we're good to go. Okay, so let's start rolling this out. Let's do the infantry battles first, or do you want to do the bombing? Let's do the bombing raid first. And then we'll work from there. So they don't have any fighters here. They just have the AA gun. Now we're bringing in 4 planes, and if we're using low luck like we are, that gets multiplied, so 2 times 4. We'll have 1 die at 8. Hopefully he misses, but the odds are in his favor. A 9. Wow. Fantastic. I thought that was a 6 at first, but it is a 9. Fantastic. So he misses. Wow. Lucky, lucky, lucky. I thought for sure I was going to lose a bomber. Which we haven't even got into our purchases. Oh my goodness. We're doing it. Let's do this and we'll do the purchases and then we'll finish off the round. Sorry, I just got all excited. All right, so bombing, we have 4 each medium bomber gives us 1 d6. So we'll roll 4 of them and see how much damage we inflict. Couple low dice, not good. So we got a 5, a 1, a 3, and a 5. So it's 11 points of damage, which is great. Could have been better. I would have rathered all 6s, but 11 points of damage will, in fact, close off that production facility. So if he wants to use it, he'll have to spend $11. And the Americans were able to lend lease the Russians a little bit of money. I think they have $30. They collected like 11, something like that. And then the Americans lend leased them. And that went through successfully. So they're able to drop 10 infantry next round. So that 11 points of damage will prevent that. So fantastic, fantastic. And we'll land all of our bombers in the non-combat phase. We'll go to Southern Kazakh, like we already said. All right. Sorry, we're doing this slightly out of sequence. And then we'll just run the rest of the battles. We have 127 to spend. We are going to get 11 regular infantry, 1 SS infantry, 1 artillery, 3 subs, 2 medium bombers. I'm buying the 2 of them because I thought one would have got shot down, but now we'll have 6 medium bombers moving forward. A Tiger tank, 2 Mark IVs, 3 medium tanks, 2 SS mechs. And that will bring us up to the 127. And of course, our minor allies are producing for us. So Bulgaria will give us a self-propelled artillery for 4. Hungary will produce 1 infantry. Romania, 2 infantry. Okay. Sorry about that. So we've already done our bombing raid. Now? Let's do the small battles. We've already done the walk-on. We have 3 battles with 1 infantry each, 1 with a partisan, and then we'll get into our big battle. So let's do the infantry ones first. So let's do the one in Iran. So we have 4 Mark IVs. So we obviously get the hit. And then he returns with a 9. Perfect. So we survive that. The one in Baku. So we have a mech artillery, so that gives us a combat value of 6, and he has a 4. So let's do our 6. Oh, same time. So the black will be the German, so that's a 6. The yellow is a 4. 6 for the black. 7-10. Everyone missed. Do it again. 11-10. 8-11. Oh my goodness. What's going on here? 4-10. Perfect. So we kill that, and we survive. No casualties. Perfect. Baku is now ours. Let's do Uzbekistan. The territory is not worth anything. I just want to clear out that infantry. So we have a medium tank and 2 infantry. So we have a combat value of 10, which will be this, and he has a return of 4, which is that dice. So yellow is the Russian. So 10. We need a 10. 7-5. Perfect. Good. So far, everything's great. We're going to get rid of that partisan up in northern Russia. So he has a combat value of 2, being a partisan. It's not a full infantry. And we have a combat value of 6. So the black dice will be the 6. The yellow will be a 2. 12-6. Everyone missed. 3-5. Perfect. Can you see that? Yes. Excellent. So, partisan's dead. So, that was perfect. And partisans can be a little troublesome. They do creep up. And then you just got to go back and kill them later. You don't lose the territory unless you leave it 2 turns in a row. But all right, let's do our big battle. And give me a second. I'll just set up the battle board. Okay. All right, set up his defense. His biggest asset would be the 2 fighters that he has, which I'm surprised he never moved out in... he had 2 rounds to move him out, and he kept him there, so all good. All good. All right, so adjustment. We don't have any tacticals or anything, but we do have the 3 artillery, which can boost up some guys. And give me a second here. All right, so now I just had to look up these stats and make sure I'm getting them correctly. So the SS infantry will attack at a +1 for the first round of combat. And then my SS mech will get a +1 when paired with armor. I can also pair them with artillery, but I'm going to pair the infantry with the artillery. And because I have 2 self-propelled artillery, they also increase stats of individuals. So I'll get this last infantry boosted up, as well as my SS mech as well. Just make sure I'm getting that correct. Yes. Okay. Now, on the next round, if it goes to 2 rounds, he'll get brought down to a 4. All right, let me add all this up and work out what we're doing. Okay, so we have a combat value total of 85, which will give us 7 hits, and he only has 7 units. That's including the AA gun, by the way. So we'll be able to one-shot this. He has a combat value or defense value of 26, so he'll get 2 hits. So we're going to lose 2 infantry, and then he'll have 1 die roll at a 2. So if he gets a 2, then he'll get the 3rd hit. Wow, really? All right, so we lose 3 infantry. Not cool. Wow. But he loses everything. And then we capture the territory, which does have resources. More importantly, it actually has an air base, so we can start utilizing that to our advantage. And we are good. So we lost 3 infantry in that battle, unfortunately. I thought it would only be the 2. All good, all good. So let's get that back on the map. Give me a second for that. And then from here, that should be all of our combat. Now we just got to do non-combat moves and figure out what we're doing with the rest of our units to set us up for the next turn. That kind of is irritating with that last infantry. Well, okay, so non-combat moves, what are we doing? Well, let's take care of our Navy. The subs will go into C-Zone 16 as well as the rest of our Navy. So we'll have, 10, 12 subs there, plus all the battleships and everything else. This coastal sub will go to C-Zone 14. Because it can only move 1 space. So the German Navy's all at 16 now, and then they'll be able to repair that battleship. Or at the beginning of the next round, it'll be repaired for us. All down here in the Middle East, that all moved. Our bombers, let's put these in a better position. We don't need this down here anymore. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's move in with the rest of our bombers. Let's see if I can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. We have a bunch of fighters down in Cairo. So we have 3 tacticals, 5 veteran fighters. Let's move that to a better position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll move that just outside of Stalingrad. So they're now all up there. And we can move 5 because there's an air base in Cairo. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, no. Well, that's probably close that we can get to it. That's fine. Up in Russia. So all these tanks, they're all going to move in here. All these units. They're all going to move in here now. So we don't want any more partisans popping up. Don't want that. So we're going to leave back 1 SS mech. Everything else will move up. This infantry just outskirts of Stalingrad will move over 1. Or no, he'll have to move down to Caucasus, sorry. Um, the two guys in Moscow, they'll come down as well, 2 spaces. The 1 infantry and Archangel will move to Ural to cover off that. The 2 airborne air transports with the SS infantry, they have a range of 5 each, 1 to 3, 4. They'll drop off with the main battle group for 3 spaces each. And they got 2 left. They'll just move back to with the rest of the Air Force. So in this territory here on card 3. And we do have a lot to cover off here. Okay, what are we doing? How are we going to cover this off? Well, we got a guy in Krylia. He's going to move over to Molotov. This way up north, we'll move down to Krylia, and the guy in Narvak will move over to cover that off. We still have Novgorod. So this guy in Western Russia will move to Novgorod. Olar-Kursk will move to Western Russia. Kiev will move to Olar-Kursk. Western Ukraine will move to Kiev. And the 2 guys in Romania will move up to Western Ukraine. Man, we still have a lot to cover off. Oh my goodness. Do we have a cavalry? I thought we had a cavalry here. We don't. All right, we'll peel off a medium tank and go into Volostarstock. That's coming from Western Kazakh here, that our big battle group. I guess we'll have a regular mech. Do we have a regular mech here? Yes. He didn't move yet. He'll have to go back to Moscow to cover it. Oh, no, I don't need to do that. Never mind. That's foolish. I'm good. Okay, I'm good. We are good. Because even though we're going to leave Moscow and this territory vacant, we're just going to build there. So we don't have to worry about partisans. Our trains are 1 train in Istanbul. He's going to move up 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to Olar-Kursk. The other train in Western Germany is going to grab 2 infantry. And he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and land in Belarusia with 2 guys. So we have 3 guys there now. Our Tiger and 2 SS mechs will jump over to Western Ukraine. Our artillery and SS infantry will move over 1 to Istanbul. This tank in Hungary will come down to Bulgaria. Or, no, sorry. Should he? Yeah, the tank in Hungary is going to go over to this northern territory in Italy. The infantry in Hungary will move up to eastern Poland. So that's all that. I think we're good. All right. So for these transports, they're Italian, but we're going to stand up the Kriegsmarine again. So even though they're Italian, the Germans are going to use them, and following the rules that we did before, the Italians won't be able to use them on their turn. But we do have a bunch of guys in Marseille. So we got 3 infantry. How many we got here? 4 infantry. So we're going to grab 3 infantry. Keep a guy behind. Up in our card here and grab 3 infantry and 1 SS infantry. And we're going to sail that down to here. And they're going to land off in Syria. Perfect. That's another non-combat move. The 5 infantry we have in Berlin is going to move down to Bavaria. My apologies. I just messed up on the cards. I have 2 cards up here. Card 5 and card 9. I moved the units off card 9, which is actually in Paris. So they can't get on the Kriegsmarine. So I got to put those back. My apologies about all that. I just mixed up the cards. We'll still do the same maneuver. I'll just got to take it from card 5, which is the one that's in Marseille. So we'll still take the 3 infantry, but we'll pair it with a tank. It'll be a Mark 5. So Mark 5, 3 infantry are now in Syria. Again, my apologies. Should have been more vigilant on that. And then we do have a mech that's been hanging out in Holland the entire game. He's going to move down to card 5. And then we'll have to move 1 infantry from Marines to cover off Holland. All right, sorry about that. Just a little mix up with my cards there. So the 3 infantry and the SS mech is back. They're still in Paris. They're not moving out. What else are we doing? Okay, so the 3 infantry in Paris will move to Marseille as well as the SS infantry. And we'll keep 2 infantry in Paris with all the rest of those units. I think that's it. I think we're good. I don't think we can do anything else. Oh, we have a AA gun in Istanbul. That's going to move over 1. But I think we're good from here. Yes, okay. So let's do unit placement. All right, so unit placement. So we have 3 military bases in Russia now. So 1 in Moscow, 1 in Olarkursk, and 1 in this, I can't pronounce it, but it's the territory just west of Stalingrad. So that's our 3 infantry there. We're going to place our 3 subs with the rest of our Navy in 16. 6 infantry will go in Western Germany. So we got 1 more build slot there. We could give them a medium tank. I'll go in Western Germany. So that's 10 units there. Our 2 bombers that we're getting, we're going to put in Stettin. The Tiger tank and the 2 Mark 4s will go in Romania. The two SS mechs in the artillery will go into Hungary. What else are we doing here? In Paris, we'll put the two medium tanks, and two medium tanks will go into Paris, as well as one infantry. And we'll put an SS infantry in Bulgaria, and we have one infantry left. Where can we put him? I guess he can go in Stettin as well with the bombers. So we pretty much maxed out all of our production except for Berlin. Nice. And then our allies, they'll get a self-propelled artillery. Romania will get 2 infantry. And then Hungary will get the last infantry. All right, so just add up our income and go from there. Okay, so we should have $132 next turn for the Germans. 110 of that is territory, and then we get a number of bonuses. So we'll get our standard 10 we'd be getting all game for the 7 territories, and for 7 territories in Europe, and also Sweden gives us 5. And then we get $3 each for Russian cities. So that's 9, and then $3 because we have a guy in Cairo. So that gives us 132 to spend on our next turn. All right, well, that is it for the Germans. Hopefully we set ourselves up nicely for the next round. And all right, well, thank you for watching. Have yourself a great day.